Cheers everybody! Hey, welcome back to Primitier, where we are building. Oh my, I must be honest with you, I have no idea where I really left off, beside that we still have this to do. So how about we just jump in and do just that? Also, we've got this. Also, now that I see this here, I do not have my miniature preview window, so during the gameplay today I will have no idea where my body is, what I'm doing and all that stuff. That's enough health, right? Otherwise I would have to put in like rubber around here. And another funny thing would be what I realized is that usually we use the bearings as stoppers, but technically speaking we could also use the axis, like putting something against them, because they can just as much move as the big part. Yeah. I mean, when we want to design something, that is certainly a way to go. Problem is, well, you can't really place it against the ground anymore, but if we were to construct a line of these, well, that could make things easier. Really depends. Oops. Whoopsie. It's still hard to bring the big sticks around here. Okay. So, as you might be able to tell, I'm a little bit more quiet than usual. Just a tiny little bit more tired. So, this should not stop us from anything. I'm just glad I'm getting the time to record again. Well, I usually say that in 2 months, not even in just 2 days, it doesn't really matter too much if a video doesn't come out. Well, except for the poor souls who expect the video the day, who want to see it. How would you put this? Coming out live? I mean, it's not technically live, but if you wait for daily, like for a TV series, yeah, I can see why it would be a problem. But another problem that I didn't think about of episodes not coming out that regularly as I would love them to, is that sometimes I'll leave off without an idea of, well, a good idea of what I was about to do. The problem more arrives from not knowing what else to do. Okay, we need more sticks. That is something else to do right now. And the X has to... Where did I put the X? It has to be around the trees there. In the back? I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure. Okay. See if memory serves. So, and it's like, yeah, what else was I about to do? Like, I do remember the back wall, because that's our immediate project, but what did I want to do around it? A small thing that we can do actually is... We do need more material, that's for sure, and we are gathering more, that's not a problem. I do want to start with the greenery around here. So we're using those trees not as material anymore, but as decoration, kind of like we have with the pathway over there. Just way more tight and in the form of, well, I would say like a hedge. That might work pretty well. It's weird recording like this, honestly, because usually I have such an active personality, way of speaking. How would you say it? And now it feels like the words come out like if you would put the video on 1.5 in tempo. Feels weird, at least from my perspective. I don't know how it will look like later in the cutting. Okay. So, and if I'm lucky enough, I should be able to time it pretty nicely so that once we go back to the whole ship idea, which is getting closer and closer, I will finally have enough time again to maybe even pre-record Primitier. Oh, joyous will be the day, I tell you. Okay. Because after a while, I mean, honestly, the house is coming along very nicely. We've got the windows in, we've got, well, the doors not already, but they're on their way. Thing is, we don't have details like glass and stuff yet. But every time since the past few episodes, I think about the workshop and the cutting board, the precision cutter. I think about how to improve it. Because what was my latest idea that I wanted to do with it? Why do I not remember? Right. Wheels. A new person found my Let's Plays apparently, because I got comments on one of the older episodes, and that threw me back to the cart, which we haven't used in ages. It's still parked there, poor little thing. And well, it's parked there for two good reasons. The first is, well, I don't really need stuff, to be honest. Well, not yet. We soon need a way of transport, and that's where the second reason comes in. As fun as it was, it kind of failed. I don't blame you if you don't remember, because it was quite some time ago. But, well, on our way back, when it was loaded with sulfur, basically the only trip we did with it. No, we did two. The other one was an Apple trip. That was Apple? I think one for Apple. No, the Apple was for movie. I don't remember where the Apple was, but we've got, I think, 3 trips. Sulfur, which was not good. Apple, which I don't remember, beside that it happened. And rubber, which was pretty alright. It just happened that we didn't have that much space. So I would want to design a second cart with better proportions and especially better wheels. And now with the precision cutter, I went so much into thinking that I was like, oh, how does one do trigonometry? God damn it. First off, it's been a while. Second off, it's English. I learned that stuff in German. Anyway, yeah. Then I was like, what about the funny triangle signs? Maths. Can I make a wheel out of enough tiny triangles? And that's where I needed a rest. Because, well, I can go into good cutting detail and all, but we just need the wheels to be a little bit more smooth. We don't have to go overwork on them. Okay, they are safe when they're together. We've got a few apple trees in here, actually. Holy. And you. I should not do that because the next one is growing immediately. So we can collect them on our way. Let's first get all of them. So we can cut down the whole thing here. Oomph. Wow, it's really a few. Either it's more apple trees than usual, or we just planted more trees than usual. Which would be pretty good, because we do need quite a few sticks now. For the wall, and maybe for an overhang, but that's not too necessary at the moment. More important is, how do I want to make that oven, that whatever we call it. Furnace, right. It should be able to get tungsten down. And I have no idea how. Okay, you know what? I'll tell you something. Before recording, I was getting up a little and all, and I watched a YouTube video about a horror game. Hello? And I don't know, kind of standing in between those sticks now. It still haunts my mind. They do really look unnatural the way I deal with them. I mean, technically speaking, we can just keep them here, plant new ones in between, until we just have a whole field of sticks. It of course has no reason. We don't really need to do that for anything. But it would look creepy. Even just a little bit. Okay. There we go. Anything else? Nope, only the apples left. And those are enough apples for basically the next rows of trees. So let's collect them for now. There we go. Okay. So very quiet today, I know, but very relaxing as well. It's more for myself to calm a little. Yeah. And now comes the funny part. Can we 100% this without a single failed cut? I don't think so, because the game is funky, but we will see. I was completely prepared to flop the first one. Hello? Hey, could you cut? Okay. There we go. We've seen this a few times now, and I hope we don't have to see this too often. I really need to automate this process somehow. I mean, now that we've got the precision cutter down, I wonder if there would be a way to automate this. But there are so many steps we actually have to do, like getting the leaves, the possible apples and all of that. But that wouldn't be too hard, because the leaves, if you cut them down through the middle, if you always are able to plant one apple in the same place, you could split the leaves. That's a wrong cut, but that's okay. You could always split the leaves in the middle and let gravity pull them left and right. And then, I don't know, force them away from the log or something. There we go. There we go. I wonder if anyone ever tried to automate material gathering. And the reason I question this is because usually I see the other content creators. Actually, I think so far I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I haven't really checked so far, but I think I'm the only survival series on that game. Usually I see creators going around in creative mode. I don't know if he does a serious. I will have to check later actually. Okay, let's not continue on that too much, because I actually want to check that out now. I don't even have time for my own series, and now I want to check out other people's. My days need to be longer. Oh well. But usually you see other people going around in creative, so they don't really have to think about getting the materials. They can just spawn in 50,000 sticks without any problem. Not that this is any wrong or whatever. That's a topic I didn't argue in centuries. I mean, same as with Minecraft. You have the creative people who just build castles within a day, multiple. And then you have the survivalists who need a little bit longer, but it feels more like an accomplishment. There we go. Look. Now then, I need to find the bad cuts. Something like this. This is the pile of bad cuts, right? Okay, we do leave the good logs around and only collect the chips. So if we come across a chip that is too big, we leave it with the log to collect it later. And every log that... Oh shoot, I didn't notice. Oh no, one of them is not like the others. Now we just have to find out which one. Let's see how easy that might be. You there. And that's the one. There we go. That means we can continue collecting them. And honestly, at the moment, there's not really too much to talk about. I'm actively thinking. Could be because I'm a little bit tired, which helps my case so much here. I know. But all my focus the past 2 weeks was mostly on getting the channel done, because just like with YouTube, where it was with the thumbnails, with the descriptions, the tags, and everything you see in the background but don't really realize it's there unless someone points it out, like me right now in this moment. All of that has to, even the cutting and uploading and the times on when to do it, all of that has a rhythm now. I started out doing it, well, chaotically, to say it nicely. But I found kind of a rhythm. At least I got better in some aspects. I even got quicker with them as well. And the very same is going on with my other stuff at the moment. Not to mention that I'm actively experimenting to improve whatever I have. Even if, especially when it fails, it's because, like I said, time is limited. And if I try something out, for example, this body here, I don't know what the camera sees at the moment. It could be spinning around again. I have to fix that as quick as possible. I'm basically a shapeshifter, multiple forms. I'm not just a cowboy. No. Someday I will have the main name of the channel, a centaur. Well, maybe not in Primitier. I think we will be pretty limited with that. If I get it to work to have a centaur body in Primitier, whoa, we're talking good far future. And sometimes I try things like, for example, editing the model to see if I can switch certain things up. With this one, for example, to get more into the current cow theme, to get the hooves and some fur at the legs in, so I don't have to wear those silly boots anymore, which are meant to be temporary. But every try so far did not work out, and all of that was wasted time. It's fun, I tell you. But not everything is wasted time. Sadly, so far, I'm still doing stuff for YouTube, of course. The problem is, most of the failed stuff is for the YouTube channel. Besides the banner update, which is a good week ago, okay, I give you that. But I'm still proud of it. Like, really proud of it. Looks far more professional than what I had before. I can't wait until the model thing gets the same treatment as the banner and layout and everything. That will be a day I will love. There was one thought cut around here, and everything else should be a good stick. Alright, now we just have to collect them. So... and honestly, I want to point with fingers on others and other stuff and whatnot. It's kind of my fault, because I'm getting excited way too much. Like, this hobby is because I just love to play around with stuff. And because I love video games. I mean, I wouldn't be here if I wouldn't want to play, right? that makes kind of sense, I would say. And maybe that is my weakness as well. Because stuff like current ongoing collaborations take a little bit of time away as well. And I can't even complain, like I Either I will have to learn to say no to one or two things sometimes, or to actually split my body into multiple so I can do multiple things at once. Let's see what will come first. It stays exciting. Okay. Ooh. That surely is an amount of sticks. Oh my god, and there are even more. No, that really reminds me of the forest. I don't know if you ever played that game or saw that game. And yeah, I know the Sons of the Forest is already out. I honestly haven't seen much of that game, so I don't dare to do any comparison. I can only talk for the original game. Kind of in a similar vein to Subnautica now that I think about it. But yeah, all those quote-unquote logs lying around. That's a good forest moment there. Now we just need a few mutants. And what else? Lizards. Can't forget the lizards. Ooh. And what's it called again? When you slide down a rope, it's called what is it called again? I mean, the description should give you a good hint of what I mean without me saying the word. That doesn't come to mind at the moment. But that would be cool here. Especially in VR. We need more movement in VR. Although, that's an issue, isn't it? Movement in VR. You have two kinds of people. You have me, the lucky one, who can do anything in VR. Like, okay, maybe not everything, but mostly everything. I could go into a roller coaster and have no problem. I could jump from the roof and have no... Well, in-game. I could jump from the roof and have no problem. And then you have the unlucky kind of person who can't stomach it. I really feel bad for that kind of person. Oh my. Bad things like... we had... not Deadcore. Deadcore was 2D, 3D, whatever. Desktop. It was a desktop game. What was it again? Jet Island. Oh god, yeah. Grappling hooks, thrusters, things like that. In VR, we need more of that. Well, the type of person who can actually stomach it needs more of that, which would be me. Hi, I want more of that. The problem is VR is already kind of an risky market. Let's see where it goes in the future. But going for an even smaller demographic and the kind of person that can do basically anything in VR, well... Although we just need a way to make it easier on perception. So that at some point, when we're advanced enough in the business, it would be pretty easy for people who have a bad time playing things like actually Jet Island, spinning and flying around. Imagine. I would love that because those poor people really miss out on games. And some time ago I even heard that some people even get motion sickness from, how do you call it, not static games, desktop games. Which is a weird concept in my mind, but I can already stomach VR titles, so I can't really judge. I just never heard of that before. Now that I've mentioned it, I think sooner or later I really should delve into Subnautica once more. Okay, we've got all the apples we got previously going now. The axe is with the stone. I will forget about that, but we will see. And do we have time to put in the wall? Well, technically we could go overtime, but I don't really want to. What we can do is clean up just a tiny little bit. Oops. Okay, since we don't really have a pile for these. Oh, you know what we could do? For things like these, we could do a basket, a bin. We just throw in chips like these and set fire to it. Oh, that would be lovely. I tell you. So, for now though, was it really just another stick gathering episode? I'm sorry. It seems like it was. Nah, I could make something else, but we have the sweet spot of 30 minutes. So, I mean, hey, that's quite something, isn't it? We can put this into the wall. And after that, I'm not entirely sure and I don't want to make promises. It really depends on how I will deal with the next few days. I would just go from project to project, so we will do a lot of tiny things. It could be that I go out with a cart again to get more clay, because we will have to run around the beach for that. And the beach is long enough. For that, we can run around one time and then find out if they respawn. That will be interesting. I do think they do. Never tried it though. Also, as soon as we're done with the house, we really do a massive bonfire when this is done. Because there's so much material we can get rid of. And I do have an idea of what I want to do with these. So we can have another smaller project. That won't be a problem. But until then, I'm done for the day. So let's get back to upstairs. Where did we leave off? Oop. I know where this is, but I'm gonna repair quickly. Give me a second. There we go. That's gonna be funny in the cutting program in just a bit, to see how calm and just chill this episode really is. I can't wait. I mean, between the action we had from the hectic from last time and the previous times before, to a more, I don't know, how would you call it, ASMR type of session? Can be pretty good sometimes. You get everything here. We've got all the variety of whatever we want. And for now, we want a nice and chill day. And that is exactly what I wish you to have. And me? I'm gonna relax downstairs a little bit. See you around. Bye bye.